Sometimes letting go doesn't begin by pushing harder or deeper. It actually begins by feeling supported enough to soften any gripping, any guarding, or the feeling of holding yourself together a little too tightly. And this can be mentally, emotionally, or physically. So, in this slow, floor based yin yang yoga practice, we'll explore simple dynamic movement and supported, longer held yin postures, specifically focusing on the hips, the hamstrings, the psoas, and the back body. And in doing so, we cultivate a deeper sense of trust and support within ourselves. This practice is inspired by the Bladder Meridian in Chinese medicine, which encourages us to notice where we brace, where we resist, or maybe where we overextend ourselves, and what it feels like to be able to gradually soften, trust, and ultimately let go. As always, listen to your body, move slowly, and choose the variation that feels most supportive for you today. Let's move into the practice. For this practice, we'll want one small cushion to sit on and have 1-2 yoga bolsters. The props are primarily for the final Hanumanasana posture that we'll be holding as a yin posture. We're going to begin by sitting on a small cushion like a meditation cushion. And now you can sit upright with your knees bent, your feet flat onto the ground. And you can take your hands down behind you, your fingers facing back. First, just lifting up through your chest and drawing your belly in, feeling how your belly can support you here. Now you can bend your elbows back if that feels right for you, as we bring the right foot up. We can stabilize at the knees. First, just feeling some heat begin to generate through the leg. And then if you can lengthen through the right leg. Bend at the knee. Release your right foot down. Let's bring the left leg up. Lengthen through the leg as much as it wants to. Bend at the knee. Bring the left foot down. Let's do this again. Bring the right leg up. Lengthen through the leg. Bend at the knee. Release the right foot down. And again, bring the left leg up. Lengthen through the leg. Bend at the knee. Release the foot down. Now you can bring your hands down, the wrists underneath your shoulders, the fingers are facing forward. We'll move dynamically into reverse tabletop, inhaling, taking your hips up. Exhaling, taking your hips back down. Let's do this a few more times. Inhaling, reverse tabletop. Exhale, release down. Again. And one last time, inhaling up. Exhaling down. Now inhale, come into reverse tabletop. Just begin to warm up through the back body by engaging through the back body. So you can press down through your feet and then lift up through the back of your thighs. Lift up through the glutes. Lift up through your back. Press down through your palms. You're looking up toward your ceiling, so the back of your neck is long and supported. We're activating through the bladder channel, through the back body, and creating some heat. On exhale, release your hips down. Now you can sit up long through your spine. Bring your feet in. And let's wrap the hands around the ball of the right foot. Draw your right knee in toward your chest and lift up through your spine. So you're drawing the thigh and the belly in toward each other. And then notice that you can press your foot into both of your hands equally. And you can begin to lengthen through your right leg as much as it wants to lengthen. Now let's move dynamically, lengthening and bending through the right knee. So you can exhale, bend through the knee. On an inhale, lengthen through the leg. Exhale, bend through the knee. Continue this motion, feeling how you can continue to lift up through your spine. And you're drawing the thigh and the belly closer in toward each other each time. Maybe each time you're finding more length through the back of your right leg. And that you can press into both of your hands equally. So the opening through the back of your right leg is equal. And then you can, on your last time of lengthening your leg, you can take some breaths here. Feeling how you can lengthen and draw your leg in and the belly in, the spine up. So you're getting a lengthening through the entire back line, through the entire bladder channel. Then you can bend through the knee, bring the foot down to the mat, wrap your hands around the ball of your left foot. Let's bring this knee in. Drawing the thigh and the belly in toward each other. Now you can lengthen through this leg. First just feeling into this. This leg might be different. And we'll do this dynamically again. So exhaling, bending through the knee, drawing the belly and thigh in. Inhale, lengthen through the leg. Feel the quadriceps engage as you do that. And continue this, working with your breath. The reason we're working dynamically is to feel how you can create a little more space, a little more length each time. And if not, that's okay too. You're feeling the dynamics through your body, the muscles, how they work together to create more length. So the front body has to engage to create length through the back body. And then on your last time, you can hold the leg in, draw your spine up, your belly in, your thigh in. Of course, the more you pull onto the ball of the foot and the ball of the foot back toward you, the deeper opening you'll get through the bladder channel. Now you can bend through that knee, bring the foot flat to the ground, and let's take the legs out long into Dandasana and take the fingers behind us. You can face the fingers back. And so you're long through the spine, you're helping to support your spine be upright, the belly is in, helping to support the spine. On your next inhale, take your right leg up. Exhale, release the leg down. Inhale, take your left leg up. Exhale, release down. Continue this, feeling this strong engagement through the quadriceps, through the front of your thighs, through the belly, and how the front body works help create length through the back body. Now let's take the hands down. We'll work dynamically once again with a reverse plank. So the fingers can face forward, the wrists underneath the shoulders. And on your next inhale, come up into a reverse plank. Exhale, release down. Inhale, the hips up. Exhale, down. Couple more times. On your last time, you can hold the posture, feeling this strong engagement through the back body, lifting up through the calves, through the hamstrings, through the glutes, through the back, the upper back, the back of the neck. And then you can release down. Now let's come into a yin posture, Hanumanasana, releasing your belly button toward your thighs. Walking your hands out. And you can begin to release the weight of your head. You can curve through your spine. And the weight of the head will help deepen the opening through the bladder channel, through the back of your body. Your breath can move into your back body. And really let go here, so you don't have to hold any form. Using this expression of this posture as a deep way of letting go. Letting go of stress that builds up in the back body in particular. Letting go of any bracing or holding. And this can be in our body, but the holding in our body can be a reflection of how we are moving through life. We can let go of control, the need to control, and that need for control coming up from fear. It's very natural. And so here we can let go of fear. Letting it release from the tissues by using the posture, your breath, and your awareness. You can slowly walk your hands up to come to sit upright. Let's take the cushion off to the side. Now let's come into a crescent lunge on the right leg. So you can take your right foot forward, your left knee is behind you. And let's first move dynamically. So first, breathing here, and on an inhale, lengthen through your spine, active through the spine. Exhale, you can walk your hands back, fold over your right leg, drawing the ball of the foot up. Inhale, walk your hands forward, releasing the hips down. Exhale, walk the hands back, fold over your right leg. Let's do this 2 more times. Using this dynamic movement as a way to create a little more heat and also finding a little more space in the body each time. But that's what we're going for anyway. Now on your last time bending through your right knee, you can rest onto your left hand, rest your right hand and arm onto your right leg. You can rest through your back ankle, and then just let your hips release down, feeling into the front of your left hip in particular. You can look back over your right shoulder. And so we're getting into the hip flexors and the psoas because they can store so much stress. And the bladder channel is related with stress, with fear. So are the psoas. Maybe feeling this up even into the left side of your belly, your waist. And now we're going to come back into an Hanumanasana. First, just folding over your leg and seeing how this feels for you. And we're going to take this as a yin posture. So if this feels like you can rest over your leg pretty easily, maybe your hamstrings are a little longer, used to being open, you can rest here. If you want more support, you can take one of your bolsters under your left leg. And it can feel really nice to take that option. If you haven't done it before, I actually recommend trying it. I had never done it before, and it creates this a lot more ease in spilling over the right leg, and it can deepen the opening through the back of your right leg. And then just letting yourself soften into this. So you don't have to do anything through your right ankle. You can move your head side to side to release through your neck. Notice that you can relax through your forehead into your eyebrows. Feeling into this targeted opening really into the hamstrings. Feel it much more with a bolster under the left leg. Maybe even into the back of your right knee. This bladder 40 point, that's a key acupoint for the back line. Now I'm going to leave this up to you. If you want to stay here, you feel like you're getting a sufficient opening through your right hamstrings in particular, you can stay in this posture. If you want to come into Hanumanasana, you can come onto the left ball of your foot and come into the splits how you do. Now, since we're going to hold this like a yin posture and you want more support, you can take the bolster underneath your hips and feel how that works for you. It's actually pretty nice, as opposed to holding yourself up on blocks under your hands. With the support underneath your hips, you can feel more the alignment through your hips. If your left hip is open out to the side, if you can roll that hip in more, get some more internal rotation through your left hip. It's easier to stack the shoulders over the hips, perhaps. And then just letting your breath settle. Into this posture, whether you're in Ardha Hanumanasana or you're in this expression of Purna Hanumanasana. And noticing as you are very explicitly releasing through your right hamstrings. If you're in the full splits, maybe you feel it into the front of your left hip as well. That you can relax through your upper body. So anywhere in your body where you can let go. Letting yourself soften, letting yourself relax. Even with intense sensation. Really building a sense of trust in yourself. How you show up for yourself, how you care for yourself, even through intense sensation. Now, if you're in the full splits, you can press into your hands to come back into an Ardha Hanumanasana. And then from here, we can all bend through the right knee and come back into a tabletop. From there, you can move your props out to the side. And in tabletop, just take any movement that feels good. Moving out any tension. You can reach back through your right leg. You can move your right leg around, feeling into your right hip. If you feel it in your left hip, you can do it through the left hip as well. And now let's step the left foot forward. And first lengthen through the spine as you release the hips down. Now let's move dynamically a few times. On an exhale, walk your hands back, fold over your left leg. Inhale, walk your hands forward, lengthen through the spine, releasing the hips down as far as they want to go. Exhale, walk the hands back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, walk the hands forward, lengthen through the spine. 2 more times. Just feeling what the dynamic movement does for you and how it works differently in the body than a longer hold. Now you can bend through the knee, lengthen through the spine, rest your weight into your right hand. It's easier if your hand is underneath your shoulder, so you're perched up onto the bones of your right arm. And then you can rest your left arm onto your left thigh. And from there, begin to release into your right hip. You can look back over your left shoulder. Feeling into the front of your right hip. Maybe into the abdomen. Wherever you feel it. Just letting yourself soften and release into it. Now you can press into the right hand. Let's lengthen through the left leg. Find your Ardha Hanumanasana, folding over your left leg. And let's move into this as a yin posture. So using any support that you want to deepen and rest into this opening. It's very interesting to take a bolster under the right leg. Can really spill the weight of the torso down over the leg more. Deepen the opening really into the left hamstrings. And then just let yourself relax so you don't have to flex through the left ankle. Again, you can move the head a bit so you're releasing through the neck. And just notice if you're tensing up anywhere in your body. How much you can soften throughout your body, even as we're feeling a very explicit opening through the hamstrings. Noticing how your breath can support you. I think resting it into the belly can be helpful to remain in the parasympathetic nervous system. And now it's up to you. If you want to stay in Ardha Hanumanasana, you can stay here. And if you want to come into Purna Hanumanasana, you can bend through your left knee. Bring your back knee up by tucking your right toes under, then coming into your expression of this posture. And here, since it's a yin posture, you can relax through your back ankle. Unless it's helpful for you to stabilize. Again, it's yours. Make this posture your own. However, it helps you open up and explore this posture. Trusting your body, trusting the process of letting go. letting your shoulders relax, letting your chest relax. You can swallow to relax your jaw, your tongue, your throat. Letting your forehead, your eyebrows relax. Just notice how you can remain present with yourself, whatever is arising. And how you can be compassionate and gentle with yourself, even through more intense sensation. Now, if you're in Purna Hanumanasana, you can press into your hands to bring your left foot in, so you come into an Ardha Hanumanasana. And then from there, we can all bend through the left knee. Do whatever you need to do to make your way into a tabletop. And once again, letting yourself move organically here. So your blood, your lymph can move. You're letting your body guide the way. Now let's come into a child's pose, letting your forehead rest all the way down. Your hips are heavy into your heels. Take your arms alongside your legs. Let your breath move into your back. Now you can take your arms out. Let's come forward and just come onto your back from here. Let's take a happy baby, taking a hold of the outside of the feet, letting your head be heavy into the ground. Your eyes can be closed. Your shoulders can release down so your chest is soft. And letting your hips weigh down, your lower back release down, the knees weigh down. Letting gravity do the work for you here. From here, you can bring your feet in, bring your knees in, hug your knees in. And from here, make your way into Shavasana. So let this practice integrate through your body. Feeling your back body in particular here. Its connection with the floor and how it can soften and release down into that connection. Letting go of any stress, any fear that's stored in this channel, so you can feel the deeper sense of trust in yourself and in life in general. just notice what feels different in your body, your breath, your nervous system right now, especially any sense of softness, support, or space that may have opened up for you through this practice. Now, if you want more yoga practices that are inspired by the meridians and that are made to support symptoms like stress, anxiety, emotional overwhelm, fatigue, digestion, and sleep, you can download my free 5 meridian yoga practices linked in the description. And if this practice resonated with you, I'd love to hear what you noticed during the practice or what kinds of practices you want to see more of in future videos. Your comments help to support the channel and help me continue creating content that's best for this community. And if you want more yoga, EFT, meditation, and holistic nervous system support like this, be sure to subscribe so you can continue practicing with me every week. Thanks so much for sharing this practice with me today. I'll see you in the next one.